Hello, welcome to part 6 of Proverbs 31 Woman. This is what we're up to. We're up to verse 29, and this is the last one now. This is the last teaching in this little series on Proverbs 31. So in the King James Version, please turn with me to verse 29 of Proverbs 31, and it says, "Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all." Now, I think that is a really big statement right there. In today's culture, you could not say many women have done virtuously, to be honest. Feminism has destroyed a lot of women's minds and mentalities towards being a wife and towards being a mum, and what even just like what a godly Christian is as a woman. So in this context, it says many daughters have done virtuously. So we're talking about a time where lots of women are doing really well, and virtuously again means a force, an army, wealth, virtue, valor, strength. So many women have done fantastic. They've been strong, they've been of wealth, they've been of valor, they've been of strength. But to the Proverbs 31 woman, you excellest them all. I mean, that's a huge statement when you think if the bar is this high that many women are doing virtuously, to excel them all. Wow. This woman, she's gone good. Like, she's obviously anything but lazy. She's getting up early, she's seeking God, she's taking care of her house, she's putting her hands to work, she's go for God, for her husband, and for her family all day long. So in today's culture, you know, I don't know a huge amount of women who go hard in serving as wives and mums and having right attitudes and reverencing their husbands. So it should be even easier in today's culture to excel against other women, so to speak. But not that it's a competition, but in a godly sense, a woman should want that. Like, she should strive for, I want to be excellent. I don't want to just be virtuous. I want to be excellent. Like, striving to be a virtuous woman, but excellently at it, doing extremely well at it. So we know she's a hardworking woman. We know she's kind to her husband and honors him. We know she works and brings in an income, providing food and clothing. We know this woman wears strength and honor. And I think this is a part of the reason this woman excels the others. She doesn't eat the bread of idleness. She just gives it everything she's got. Verse 30, so the second last verse. "Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain." So like I said earlier, it's fine for a Christian woman to dress up nice and look good to make an effort for her husband, because it actually said she clothes herself in honor, and honor did mean ornament, splendor, beauty. So a woman can dress up to look nice, but also remember, ladies, beauty is vain. In fact, men, you need to remember that too. If you're a single man, don't go chasing after a woman just because she's beautiful. It's who she is in here that matters. And even if you're a married man and the devil is tempting you to look at other women, maybe your wife has gotten older, or she's let herself go, or she's not making a huge amount of effort with her appearance, don't get caught with the eyes going, oh, catching another woman because she's attractive. Beauty is vain. It passes away. In fact, it means nothing. Like, when we're all in heaven or hell at the end of the day, it won't matter who was good looking. If you're burning in hell and your eyeballs are melting out of your head, the worms are wriggling out of you, you could have been the beauty queen here on earth, but you are nothing in hell. And in heaven, you could have been some really unattractive person on earth that nobody really paid attention to, but in heaven you'll be like glowing and radiant and wearing a beautiful garment and looking more like God, and just so beautiful that nothing in this life will matter. No suffering will matter. So ladies, don't get caught up in just how you look. Make an effort to look good for your own security and confidence and for your husband's sake. And men, don't get caught up in looking around at other women, because beauty is vain. And remember, it is a passing thing. It's only in this life. And even then, beauty doesn't last, yeah? A woman gets to a certain age and wrinkles, lines, grey hair, we change. So we can't get caught up in the natural. But a woman that fears the Lord, she shall be praised. So it's not about the outward, it's about the inward. A woman that fears God is a woman to be praised. So if you're a young man and you're listening to this and you're a Christian seeking a wife, first of all, you should be planted in a biblical church. Secondly, you should be submitting to your leaders in the church and praying and talking with them about and believing God for a godly wife. And thirdly, it says a woman that fears God shall be praised. So don't just look around for, oh, she's pretty. Don't just look for that, because if she doesn't fear God, then that prettiness will disappear real fast. If you get married and she's brawling around the house and disrespecting you and unsubmissive, flirting with other men, you're not going to want that. You'd rather a plain Jane who just loves and fears God, and plain Jane will become beautiful because of her heart fearing the Lord. I also thought it was interesting, the saying, favor is deceitful. It was saying, it said something about a woman that uses flattery with her tongue. So like, don't be deceived by that woman who's like flattering you with her tongue. So it's interesting, favor is deceitful. So normally as Christians, we think favor is a good thing, like God had favor on Mary. But in this context, it was saying favor is deceitful. So it's like women will flirt with men and flatter men, like, oh, you're so smart and you're so good looking and oh, you're so good at that. It's okay to give someone a compliment. It's fine to encourage a person and be like, oh, you did a really great job, good on you. Or that shirt looks nice on you. There's one thing like saying something nice and encouraging, but there's that flattery of the tongue where a woman is trying to flirt with a man and allure him and flatter him. And that is deceitful because she's trying to lure that man and trick him. So a woman that fears God is to be praised. She will walk with the Lord because she fears God, and she'll walk in the law of God. She will be honest. She will be faithful, trustworthy, kind, obedient, submissive, and respectful. This woman will be praised for her good works. So if a woman fears God, she will do the right thing. Because when you fear God, you live knowing like all the time, like he knows what I'm thinking. He knows what I'm saying. He knows what I'm doing. He knows the intentions of my heart. And that godly fear drives a godly person to want to obey God, because you're scared of, well, going to hell, getting punished, missing it, falling short. You want to please God. You want God to be happy with you. Fear of God really drives you to excel, to do your best, to be obedient, and to do right, even when no one's looking, because God is always looking. God is always watching. So he knows whether or not you're thinking right thoughts. He knows whether or not you're saying the right thing. He knows where you're going and what you're doing. So when you fear God, it drives you to always do the right thing, even when there's no one there, because you're like, well, God is here, and if I don't do the right thing, he's going to see. So, and I'm going to answer to him for it. So fear of God is a real driving force to do right. And verse 31 says, give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. She will reap from her sowing. Give her of the fruit of her hands. If you put your hands to work, you're going to reap. Whether it's money, whether it's sowing a seed in the garden and then you get an abundance of plants from that one seed. You know, you sow tomato seed, you don't just get one tomato, you get lots of tomatoes. So when you are fruitful and hardworking with your hands, you will reap. And it says, her works will praise her in the gates. So she doesn't need to praise herself and blow her own trumpet and be like, I'm such a great cook, or I'm such a great cleaner, or I make these amazing products. She doesn't need to do that. Her works will praise her. It'll be other people being like, wow, look at her house or her garden or the dinner she made or the clothing she sewed or whatever it is. Her works will bring praise to her. Other people will sing her praises. As we read earlier, her husband will rave on about her and boast about her. So that concludes the Proverbs 31 message. I actually want to share something personal. I have this ring that I wear. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's a ruby. But I asked my husband a few years ago to buy me a ruby ring as an anniversary gift to remind myself I am a Christian and it's my job to strive to be a Proverbs 31 woman, because it says her price is far above rubies, which is why I wanted a ruby, because to wear the ruby is to remind me, be a Proverbs 31 woman, be someone whose value is far above rubies. I am not at all am I perfect at all, but and I make mistakes like all the time. I make mistakes, but the ring is that symbol of, remember, like in Jesus you are righteous, you are holy. In Jesus you are a Proverbs 31 woman. So even when I make a mistake and when I fall short, it's like, that's not who I am in the spirit. That's the mistake I made in the flesh, but it's not who I am in the spirit. And it's just a good reminder and a good encouragement to strive for excellency in Jesus, to remind you to be virtuous. If Satan comes, whether it's just stupid thoughts in your head or attitude or something like that, even just wearing that ring is that reminder of like, no, cast those stupid thoughts out, or don't have that wrong attitude. You know, whether you want to buy a necklace, earrings, or a ring, I would encourage women out there, you know, maybe wear something red or ruby just to remind yourself, like, be a virtuous woman, be someone whose price is far above rubies. You don't have to do that. I just did it, and it's blessed me and encouraged me, and it's also pretty. So anyway, that's the end of my message, and I really hope it blessed you.